Hello and welcome to the Finding Your Voice platform. This is a spot for where we connect everybody from all over the world through a time of chaos and a time of fear, social disconnect, social distancing, and global lockdowns. Today, my special guest that I have with me is Sue Alrashe. Now, Sue is a health, wellness, and executive coach. She works with stressed out professionals, and I'm sure that there's a lot out there right now who are dealing with intense burnout, and she helps them to create balance so that they can do more of what it is that they love. She is the creator of True to You Coaching and is also launching her website in the upcoming weeks. The website is true, the number two, and then you.uk.com. She's also worked in the corporate world for 30 years and has actually been through a lot of similar challenges of your clients, haven't you, Sue?
I have, Laura.
Tell me
Indeed.
all about, in fact, just, go for it, because I know that you've got an interesting backstory. I would love you to just be able to share that with our viewers.
Well, yeah. So I've been in the corporate world for 30 years, as you mentioned. The last 15 of those have been working overseas. I did a little period of time over in India, followed by United Arab Emirates and then Hawaii. So don't hate me now.
I'm sorry, did you say Hawaii?
I said Hawaii. And yeah, I've moved back 2 months ago, and the plan was that my family would follow me over here once I'd got everything up and running. And then what happened? COVID-19. So it's thrown a bit of a spanner in the works.
Wow. And so your family is still in Hawaii?
Still in Hawaii, yeah. So
Wow.
like many other people, you've been caught off guard.
Mm,
And dealing with the situation as it presents itself.
wow.
Yeah.
And so what does that mean for you? I'm assuming your husband and all that, so you're separated at a time that's pretty stressful, right? And
Mm.
now you're on opposite ends of the world, so to speak. And he's over there doing something still. Is he still able to work?
He's still he's still working at the moment, but like many other people, Laura, you're kind of thinking, how's it all going to end? Are we going to get out of this, and what's it going to look like?
Yeah.
As human beings, we either get driven by kind of love and passion or fear. And there's just so much information out there at the moment, and we're constantly getting it 24/7, aren't we? And our brain is designed to protect us, so we naturally go towards about all those things that bring us fear. Our body is doing naturally what it does. So it's, how do you deal with all of that when there's just so many things that have thrown you off course?
Yeah. And so you're setting yourself up in the UK now. So what is it? Is it your nighttime there now?
It's nighttime, as you can probably tell. The lighting in here is a bit interesting, but we're going to do it anyway. I think so many of us have been thrown into this new reality, and we're just trying to figure out how to operate within the parameters that we find ourselves in.
And for those of us who aren't in the UK now, um, can you help enlighten us as to what it might be like? Because I'm sure that it's possibly different to New Zealand right now. Although, are you in lockdown as well?
We are in lockdown, so what that means for us is to stay in unless you really need to go out to the shops. It's social distancing when you go out. They're suggesting that you can go out for some exercise, but once a day. And if you're out with family members, they've got to be from the same household. So I think very similar to what's going on in New Zealand right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We have been fortunate. Sorry, go on.
No, something I just watched on the news last night. I just happened to catch it. I've been trying to avoid, anything that's going to sensationalize anything or, make me feel any, more level of anxious or fear or anything. But I happened to catch it, and there were these. It was obviously two cops who were walking down the road, and they were going, this is what we're doing. We're just making sure that people are doing what it is that they're supposed to be doing, which is an interesting time for our police force, I'm sure, who are going, to people who are sitting on a park bench having a picnic at the beach. They're kind of going, no, this is not the definition of a lockdown, let's just, because our police force are generally, quite gentle and quite politically correct. So they're kind of going, you're going to need to go back now, like, just trying to just make sure that we're educated, and there's other people that I've seen who are posting up pictures of, people outside shopping centers and going, the kids are playing all over the metal bars, there's more than one family member coming out to the shops. There's just a lot of, if we're doing this, we should all do it and not be thinking, look, this doesn't apply to me, or, those rules are for other people. It's kind of like, well, no, because together we're strong, right? This is my byline. We've got, if we don't do this together as a world, not only just as a country or as a city or a town, we're not really doing what it is that we can to help people to feel less stressed out and to help people.
Yeah, and you're seeing a lot of that coming through on social media, and I think it's very important to be informed but not inundated. So what does that balance look like? We need to know what we should be doing, what's going to keep us safe. But likewise, if you're playing it 24/7, it's just going to broaden that parameter of fear. And I don't know if you've come across Stephen Covey's area, circle of concern and circle of influence.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about listening to news and information on a loop, it creates that circle of concern to become even bigger. So that's what goes in there, is everything that makes us fearful, everything that we're concerned about, but very often that then paralyzes us. So we need to be listening to what our internal dialogue is, what we're saying to ourselves, and really picking up on that. I think that's where journaling sometimes comes in really helpful, because you can hear what you're actually saying and internalizing, and that gives you the opportunity to then act out of that circle of influence, to think, okay, so if I am worried about my health, because we're being told we shouldn't be going out because this virus is lasting on surfaces for days, then okay, I'm abiding by those rules. But instead of just surviving this and feeling a bit of that victim villain mentality, how can I actually flip it around, that I'm actually going to be thriving and doing better at the when we've all gone through this journey together. And I think that's very important to think about. We are worried about our health, we are worried about our job and careers, and we're worried about where the money's coming from. These are all common concerns, but what's that internal dialogue? So if we're thinking about health, for instance, yes, we're abiding by the rules, but what else can we do to make our health even stronger on a daily basis within the parameters and confines that we have? So just the other day, we've actually been blessed with some great sunshine in the UK. It's still cold, but we've had sunshine. I saw the sun, Lord.
No way.
And it's only March.
Do you know what sun looks like?
I know, I did have to look back at some pictures, just to remind myself. But it was really nice, because in that moment of, feeling a little bit frustrated and thinking, what can I move on with? Oh, I'm stuck again. I took the opportunity to sit outside and have a picnic with the youngest of the household. I'm actually staying with some friends at the moment, so we went on a little picnic outside in the back garden, and it was actually netball day, or should have been netball day at school, for the siblings. So we were practicing netball out in the garden. So I was getting my exercise, I was getting my vitamin D, and there's those things that we can actually have as our, from a circle of influence to help our health.
I love that. So that was Stephen Covey's circle of concern versus circle of influence.
Yeah. But you can relate that to any area. So when you think about your job or career, is there something that I can be doing that will help me get the next promotion? What there's lots of people offering help online at the moment through all of this. I think that's one of the amazing things that we're seeing. I'm actually hearing clapping outside because everyone's appreciating the NHS, which is our healthcare system right now. And you know, you have all these moments where people are giving a lot of support. So you know, what is out there that we can actually learn in this time, to make sure that when we come out of this, we come out of this even better than when we started.
And I was just thinking then. So was that that your NHS, is that like an ambulance or something that's gone past and people are clapping at them, or?
Oh right. So in the UK, we were literally saying, because of all our nurses working in, you know, every hour God sends, our doctors working every hour God sends, as just a show of support. Everyone's out on the streets, 2 meters away from each other, you know, just outside their front doors, just clapping, just to give them the support wherever they are, so they know that we appreciate what they're doing.
Oh, good.
I know, very nice, huh? Makes you feel good.
You know, and wow, I mean, would we have done that before? No.
You know, and I think this is, you know, gives us this time to really think about what is important in our lives. So taking that as an opportunity rather than, you know, yeah, it's happening, but what can we draw as a positive out of all of this?
Yeah. And so True to You coaching. So this is your baby, this is your initiative that you've put it together. Now, you are working with professionals who are feeling pretty stressed out, as we mentioned earlier. I can only imagine that there's a bunch of stressed out professionals that are going, I wonder what it is that you do and how it is that you can help. How, you know, we've got your Facebook page. Your Facebook page is True to You Coaching with the number 2. And, you know, how, if I was a stressed out professional, what would I be gaining from your service? How would you be helping me?
Yeah, thanks, Laura. So to start off with, I work with them to get them into that place where they are feeling prepared to take on whatever challenges that they've got dealing for them right now. Very often when people are down that road to burnout or are in burnout, they've got to fix themselves first. So we really go back to, okay, let's go back to the health side of things, and see how, you know, you can support your health so you can get yourself out of that burnt out stage. Through that journey, we then kind of understand what it is that's kind of got them there. You know, what has been causing that stress. You know, in modern day life, we've worn so many hats. You know, maybe you're a wife, a mother, CEO of a company, all of those things, and you know, that's a lot to balance. And so easily we can find ourselves out of balance, and you know, we get up stressed, not liking what we're doing, you know, and feeling like we're failing at absolutely everything. So coming to speak to me, we kind of unravel all of that to find out, you know, you were passionate about doing all of these things at one point in your life. What do we do to get back there? So it's, you know, a whole, you know, it's a period of time. It's not going to be a quick fix, but really taking it step by step and finding the changes that you can make in your life to bring about that balance. What behaviors are no longer serving you?
Yeah, because, you know, there's a lot of people out there with job uncertainty. There's, you know, a lot of companies that are closing down throughout the world that are actually just cannot sustain the fact that they've been closed down for whatever length of time. You know, there's a lot of people who have been told to work from home, you know, or you have to be at home, but you can't work from home because your work is, for example, something manual. You know, maybe you're a laborer or you know, something, or you're a construction worker and you've been told that you can't come, or you're a project manager and you can do something from home, but you don't have a project to manage at the moment. You know, are you, you know, if these people were to contact you who are feeling like this, are you able to offer coaching in you know, this kind of forum? Like, can they do this online?
Absolutely. They can, you know, wherever they are in the world, you know, we have this great technology, and this is something that, you know, as I say, we've all had our story in the past. We've all had to overcome challenges, and it's great to remember those and reflect that we've got through them before, and we've now got the time on our hands to how do we come out of this even better. And it's a great time to put that focus on what we're going to do to get there. What are those steps? How are we going to bridge that gap? And there's still a lot of unknown. I'm not sure what it's like in New Zealand, Laura, but the government are coming through with more and more things that are helping our small businesses and self-employed and people who have been laid off of work or just don't, their job's pretty much been suspended. So, that's something I can help and work with them with, and find those techniques of, how to de-stress and not feel so anxious in this time, so we can think clearly to identify how things are going to look. There's a lot around resilience, and we've seen some businesses totally recreate their business plan and business structure literally overnight. And I know that not every business can do that, but certainly when we're in that fight or flight response, we're not going to kind of be able to think straight to get to that end goal. So
yeah. And I wonder, just before we talk about what your take home message is if we were just to relate you and the fact that your family is in another country, I mean that could be particularly stressful as well. What are you doing to manage that? How are you getting through this? So for anybody who's in that situation, what are you doing? What's like the three main things that you're doing to make sure that you stay connected, that you're still in the same page, when you come back together, that you're not like distancing yourself from each other? How do you, what three main things?
So remaining connected however you can, whether that's through Zoom, whether it's WhatsApp. I'm trying to contact my husband a couple of times a day, one with a video call and one when we're all on the move, because it's very hard knowing that the other person might be facing a struggle, and we've got the time difference as well. So someone might be going through an absolute meltdown and a bit of a stress attack, and you need to be there for them. So that would be my first thing. How are you going to communicate so you're still feeling connected and that you're having this, giving each other that support? I'm actually writing down at the beginning of the day, setting my intentions. So what did I want to get out of the day? Kind of waking up to see what my internal dialogue, what am I saying to myself, and how can I change that way of thinking if I'm on that negative thought process? How do I change that so I can move forward with the day and be happy? And also, I keep going back to that: be informed, don't be inundated. There's there's a lot of information out there. What's important, who do you trust? Just listen to that, because there's a lot of scaremongering out there. But really listen to those people that you trust, and how much are you prepared to listen to in one day is very important. And set that as a goal for yourself.
So would that be your take home message? Be informed and not inundated?
And well, it's that, and what are you saying to yourself? Because you may need to change that thought process, otherwise you're going to start off the day in probably a pessimistic frame of mind, which means it doesn't put us in a proactive and let's take on the world perspective.
Perfect. So thank you so much for connecting with me all the way from the UK. I'm so stoked to have this connection with you, and I hope that perhaps we can spread the word out in and amongst the UK people and all your networks. That of course, we're looking for some videos, we're looking for some chats. We're wanting to connect everybody from all over the world. We're trying to show that this is such a perfect way to connect at a time of social disconnect. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate your time.
And I would like to thank you, Laura, for taking time to really think about us as a global community. And, you know, it's such a great thing that you're doing. So on behalf of the rest of us, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everybody. And thank you to you, Sue. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.